The next human relationship that I want to bring before you is those who are beside you. Now, this is a very significant thing because we become like the people who are beside us, the people, as the saying goes, we rub shoulders with. You want to nurture a few relationships of people who are beside you, but you've got to take the initiative to nurture those relationships. They may not do so for you. You need to invest in those friends that are around you where you do things together. And yes, have some fun together, but also have some serious conversations together. Uh, Most of those relationships in life where we're beside something starts in a structured environment of some kind, a class, maybe going to the same school, maybe being on the same team, something that provides structure that begins the relationship. But the relationship is strongest when it is voluntary. What happens after the game, after the class, being beside someone. And the relationship grows somewhat slowly. You can't just jump from 0 to 100 in terms of the application of the intensity or the intimacy of that relationship. Let it grow one little piece at a time, one communication at a time. In the last generation, we've had the capacity to do that easier because we have computers and we have phones and we can text people and we can email people and we can easily call people. The previous generation, and we had the possibility of building on the telephone, and it still is what we carry around with us all the time. There are more telephones than people in the world now. And we can have this opportunity to relate to people in those ways, but they're somewhat artificial. Even the handwritten notes of over 100 years ago are somewhat artificial. When you think about just how we do this, form these letters and so on, and how long it takes us to communicate something, it's quite astounding, and it's gotten easier. But even that is somewhat artificial. The thing that builds a beside relationship is a face-to-face, person-to-person, belly-to-belly kind of a relationship where you're doing something with people. So if you're going somewhere, ask somebody to come along with you just for the sake of hanging out together. And learn to think in advance of things that you might be able to talk about in those beside relationships, things that are of mutual interest. If you both like dogs, then talk about dogs. If you both like sports, then talk about sports. If you both like games, then talk about games. Building a beside relationship between somebody who's a cat lover and somebody who's a game lover is tricky, but you have to jump into their realm and take an interest in the things that they are interested in to strengthen a beside relationship. The more of those that you have, the stronger a personality you will be. And they will give you little clues about how to improve your own life as you give them clues how to improve theirs. Look towards the people who are before you, but nurture on a regular, weekly basis those relationships with people who are beside you. In a structured thing, that's what church achieves for us. When probably the most important room in the church life, in my opinion, is the lobby, or the parking lot, where people can informally start having stronger relationships and talk about the new vegetable garden they're planting or whatever it is that they're interested in. Start with the known and then gradually build that relationship and remember what the person is interested in. Remember that vegetable garden 6 weeks later and say, did those seeds sprout? I don't know anything about vegetable gardens, but if somebody else is interested in it, then I express my interest in the thing that they're interested in and expands who I am. Beside people is a very important thing to do. Make sure that you invest time every week beside other people and take on new people, because other people will be moving away out of your life just as a matter of the circumstances, as they always change for us. But make sure that you have people beside you where you are investing in them, and hopefully they're reinvesting in you as well.